Kilmacud Crokes 112, the Downs of Westmeath 8 points. Shane Walsh stealing the show again. He's only played 7 games, Luke, for Kilmacud Crokes. He's won a Dublin medal and a Leinster Football Championship medal. So not bad going for 7 games. He came through in this one with 9 points, scooping up the Man of the Match award along the way. An early Shane Cunningham goal. I just thought at that stage that the game was over for Kilmacud Crokes. They held it down, as I mentioned, scoreless from play in the first half. I mean, those key moments, the early Shane Cunningham goal and the fact that the Downs didn't get a score from play in the first half, just a professional performance by Crokes. They just shut the Downs down.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, it's just starting to look very, very efficient in Kilmacud at the moment, and that they just seem to have come on leaps and bounds in every round since the Dublin final as well. They were really testing the Dublin final, and for large parts of that game, you thought, look, Na Fianna probably could have came out and won that game as well. Probably should have won that game if David Lacey and stuff and Brian O'Leary had kind of kicked those scores that we could be talking about.
The chances they had in that second half were just crazy. I couldn't believe the Crokes got over the line in that one. And then Na Fianna probably watching this game thinking, surely if Na Fianna had won, they would have backed themselves to go and win Leinster.
Oh, yeah, look, absolutely. And I do think Na Fianna would have as well. So, look, but I think Crokes since then, though, they probably knew that they got out of jail a little bit in that one as well. And that their know-how, I suppose, and Shane Walsh's kind of individual class, I suppose, got them over the line that day. But ever since then, I think that they've just come on hugely, and they just look very, very formidable at the moment as well. And you talk about that defensive system, that's the big thing that goes underrated with Crokes. And I think, look, in previous years it was Mannion that was catching the headlines and stuff, and this year it's Shane Walsh that's getting the headlines. But that defense is just absolutely rock solid. You've O'Carroll marshalling it in centre half back, and this fella in full back, Theo Clancy as well, that he's been kind of going under the radar a little bit as well. He's still eligible to be a Dublin under 20 next year as well, but I think he could get fast tracked into the senior team because he looks an absolute star. It's his first year playing for Crokes seniors, and he looks so at home there as well. Himself and Michael Mullen in the corner are just they're just ferocious defenders as well. They don't ever seem to give up any scores to their man marker as well. So it's just, I think the two of them have a great chance of being involved in the Dublin panel next year as well, because it's just a very, very good side as well. And the fact that they always seem to have this ability that they can drop a player as well. It's stuff that Cillian O'Shea's been in and out of the team. He was literally starting games in the National League for Dublin, and then he's been kind of in and out sometimes as well. You've Andrew McGowan out there too in the half back line, and Dan O'Brien as well, who's played for Dublin too as well recent years. It's just a very, very good system that they know exactly what they're doing. And the other thing is with them is that the management has shown kind of time and time again is that they'll play players that will fit the system, and that players that will follow instructions will work hard, who's performing in training as well. And it's clear that the team is being picked based on that as well, that they're really not afraid to bring in the likes of the Theo Clancy's and stuff as well, and to have him playing over the likes of a Cillian O'Shea as well, which is big calls. So I don't think many other management teams would make.
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely a worthy shout. And I mean, you're talking about other players over the years that have played for Dublin that are Kilmacud Crokes lads that aren't playing with the squad this year. Players like Liam Flatman, we haven't seen him much in the club championship. He was playing for Dublin in the league there back in 2020. I mean, it's remarkable the amount of strength and depth that they have, that they don't even have Paul Mannion, and they gave Cruz to a provincial club title. This is a crazy amount of strength and depth that Kilmacud Crokes have. We do have to mention, obviously, Oisin Langan, who was on this podcast. He made a good point. He said, look, having the numbers and all that, but that takes a different type of struggle to manage all these players, to get everyone working as a cohesive unit. And I think Crokes have absolutely nailed that. Now they go forward. Now they have put this challenge to bed in a very professional manner. They're going to be coming up against the Munster champions next, which will be either Cairns or Rathleys of Kerry or Newcastle West of Limerick. I have to say I fancy them to get to the final. Yeah,
look, I do think that, it probably is very early to say when we don't even know who they're playing yet as well. But look, I do think that they'll be quite happy to have had the Munster champions as well. And that, look, Munster's been a kind of strange province this year as well. Look, Cairns or Rathleigh won't be, if Cairns or Rathleigh come true, I don't think Crokes be too terrified of a side that lost 3 games in Kerry this year. So, I don't think that they'd be too terrified of them as well. And look, Newcastle West are having a great year, and that maybe they might be going in slight favourites, I think, to get out of Munster potentially in that game as well. Hard to know really, but again, a side that hasn't came out of Munster before, really, I don't think Crokes would be too worried about them as well. So I think Crokes will be in the final anyway as well. And I can't see somebody putting a glove on them at the moment as well. I think they're another side. They'll continue getting better and better and better as it goes on as well. So I think I'd be pretty confident that Crokes will be playing in the All-Ireland final again this year.
Mm-hmm.